At the corner table sat Adrian Hale, the young billionaire CEO of Haletech, handsome, composed, and cold as the steel empire he built. He wasn't celebrating anything, he never did. The meal before him was untouched: a perfectly cooked steak, a side of mashed potatoes, and a glass of wine that cost more than most people earned in a week. As he prepared to leave, tightening his coat and stepping into the storm, a small voice stopped him. "Excuse me, sir, may I have your leftovers?" He turned, startled. Standing near the restaurant's door was a girl, maybe 19, maybe younger. Her clothes were soaked, her hands trembling as she tried to hide her embarrassment. Her eyes, though tired, carried a quiet dignity that didn't match her situation. For a long second, Adrian just stared. He'd seen beggars before, dozens of them on his way to work. But there was something different about her, the way she avoided looking directly at him, as if ashamed to even exist in the same world. "What's your name?" he asked softly. "Lila," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I'm sorry to bother you. I haven't eaten in 2 days. I saw the waiter bringing your plate out, and..." She stopped, embarrassed. Adrian's throat tightened, though he didn't understand why. He gestured for her to come inside, ignoring the stares from the staff. "Sit," he said simply. "Eat as much as you want." She hesitated. "I can't sit here. I'm not dressed for..." But before she could finish, Adrian pulled out a chair. "No one's watching." That was a lie, of course everyone was. But he didn't care. As she ate, he noticed her hands, small, scarred, the kind of hands that had known hard work. She ate slowly, gratefully, whispering thank you after every few bites as if she owed him her soul for something as small as a meal. Finally, he asked, "Where do you live, Lila?" Her fork paused. "Nowhere," she said quietly. "Not since my mom passed away. I was working at a bakery, but it shut down. Rent went up, and, well, now it's just me in the streets." For the first time in years, Adrian felt something stir in him, something he thought he'd buried with his past. He'd lost his parents young too. He'd built walls around his heart, believing kindness was weakness. But that night, as he watched Lila thank the waiter for a scrap of bread, he realized something terrifying: he had everything money could buy and nothing that made him feel alive. "Come with me," he said suddenly. Lila froze. "What?" "I can get you a place to stay. A job, maybe. I don't offer charity, I offer chances." Tears filled her eyes. "Why would you help me?" Adrian looked at her for a long moment. "Because someone once helped me, and I never said thank you." Chapter 2: The Change He Never Expected. The next few days changed everything. Adrian arranged for Lila to stay in a small guesthouse behind one of his properties. He hired her as an assistant at Haletech's charity division, a branch he had ignored for years. She was nervous, untrained, and made plenty of mistakes, but she never gave up. She arrived early, stayed late, and smiled at everyone. Soon, the staff adored her. She organized food drives, helped struggling families, and even convinced Adrian to visit a local orphanage one weekend, something he hadn't done since his parents died. At first, Adrian thought he was just helping her. But slowly, he realized she was helping him. She challenged him. She made him laugh. She reminded him what empathy looked like. One evening, as they stood on the balcony of his office watching the city lights flicker below, Lila turned to him and said, "You know what's funny? The night I met you, I thought you were the coldest man I'd ever seen. But now, I think you just forgot what warmth feels like." Adrian chuckled softly. "Maybe I did." Her smile faded. "You gave me a second chance, Adrian. I want to do something that matters with it." And she did. Within months, she proposed a project called the Leftovers Initiative, a program that collected uneaten food from luxury restaurants and hotels to feed the homeless. It spread like wildfire. News outlets covered it, celebrities supported it, and people began to look at Haletech not as a tech giant, but as a company with a soul.